Hey everybody, Kicking It Retro here today with a Visual Boy Advance Wi-Fi battle versus Moroshimaru. This team is based around Defense Curl Ice Ball Walrein. I know what you're thinking, there's not a cold chance in Hades this is going to work. But remember, Ice is special, so I've got a modest Walrein backed up by the support core of Paralysis of Hypno, Lantern, and Kangaskhan. Let me tell you something, Kangaskhan with Protect, Wish, Rest, and Body Slam does not die. Good old physically defensive Solrock doing classic shenanigans and exploding when finished, and Choice Banded Hitmonlee to round out the team. Let's jump into this Wi-Fi battle, see how it went down, and let's see what you guys think of this video at Blast from the Past and Team Preview. Let's get to it. I don't know about you guys, but there is something so satisfying about being able to record battles before the regular DS. But guys, you came for a battle, and today a battle for you I do indeed have. Hypno leads off against Omastar. I'm thinking this is probably going to be some defensive lead. Spike setup Toxic, I pretty much see it incoming. I don't mind Hypno being Toxic as long as I can swap in and out pretty freely. I have a lot of Wish support on my team and a lot of ways to get my health back, so I'm kind of good with it. Spikes goes up against as my Lantern comes in, and I decided to set up a substitute just to see what he might go for with the Omastar. I kind of wanted to preemptive him, maybe to spike up, or maybe to try to Toxic. I believe trying to Toxic is what I was looking for, and he has Hitmontop. He goes with the Earthquake, and I don't know about you guys, but there used to be a time where Intimidate Hitmontop still ran very offensive stats to be a Rapid Spinner. This is most definitely that, showing me the Earthquake. But my Solrock cares nothing about Earthquake. Solrock for President has a Levitate, not worried about it all, gets in a Reflect here. I predict him to go for a Surf, and predicting that he just gets Paralyzed. I'm thinking, no, Walrein was definitely my best bet to take a Surf. I take the opportunity to set up a Defense Curl here and start up my Ice Ball shenanigans. I was kind of thinking I could Encore him into Surf and easily set that up. However, that being the case, I'm thinking he might want to go into something to deal with me directly, which is going to be this thing. Now, I've already got a Defense Curl up. Ice Ball doesn't do a whole bunch of damage, but let's remember here that this Hitmontop is paralyzed. So that means that this Hitmontop has to try extra hard to hit me. Let me show you how much a Brickle Break does here. It does shatter my wall, but it does not do that much considering I do have that Defense Curl in. Now, looking at this damage range, I know he will die to another Ice Ball. So, what's he trying to do? What's he thinking here? He goes out into Omastar. And guess what? That doesn't take it well either. It does an absolute ton of damage. And I'm very, very, very fortunate and happy that the Toxic Affliction is not on Walrein. He shows me Protect, confirming what I originally thought was my suspicion, that this is some kind of defensive Omastar lead, probably with the Shell Armor, to get up as much spikes as possible. However, I'm not dealing with this ancient relic anymore. I'm knocking it out with a Surf, and in comes the Electabuzz. Electabuzz is absolutely terrifying. I'm thinking some Thunderbolt shenanigans are coming. And let me tell you something, Hypno might be the most premier Special Wall and underused. However, after you take a massive hit from an Electabuzz, even factoring leftovers and your poison and your having to step on spikes, you're racking up that damage very, very quickly. Luckily, he does fall for the shenanigans of me going into Lantern to get my health back with that Thunderbolt, and I do see he is a Grass Hole indeed, firing off the Hidden Power Grass. It's the only thing that is super effective on me other than Hidden Power Ground, which would be physical, so it wouldn't do near as much. The substitute fades, he gets a crit. Thank God I put up a substitute. God, you really are a Grass Hole. I'm looking at damage range with Surf, and I'm not really pleased at all. I mean, it is an Electabuzz that does take maybe a 4-hit KO from Surf, but that Hidden Power Grass is wearing me down very substantially. I could potentially sub or Thunder Wave this thing because it doesn't have the Volt Absorb. However, I don't really want to deal with that. I go to Kangaskhan, and let me tell you something. Bulky Kangaskhan, while still having its speed to outpace things it needs to, having Rest and Wish might seem a bit redundant, but this thing does not die. He goes out to Banette. I see that coming as well. I'm going to set up a Wish. I'm thinking he really, really wants to burn this Kangaskhan. Hidden Power Fighting is probably on the Banette, but I go into Walrein predicting him hopefully to burn me, which is exactly what he does. That is phenomenal. I don't mind being burned at all. I get my tasty, tasty wish, and Walrein is back up to full HP. Now I got to figure out what I want to go for. He goes for the knockoff, knocking off my leftovers as I encore him into knockoff. Now, knowing he's encored into knockoff, he's definitely going to want to switch out because he doesn't have a very good offensive attack to go for, and he goes out into Hitmontop, in which I proceed to set up Defense Curl, thinking I can go for my Ice Ball shenanigans once again, since it's a special attack and Hitmontop just lowered my physical attack. But I digress. I do miss the Ice Ball, and the Brick Break brings me to 98, and then the burn and leftovers, I'm right around 60 HP. Oh, wait! I don't have that leftovers anymore. Ice Ball does not knock it out from this range. He switches to a Hidden Power Ghost, predicting possibly one of my Pokemon to actually be, or me to go into Hypno, which is a really good play as well. Really good play on my opponent to put a lot of pressure on me to go into Hypno. Anyway, Kangaskhan once again with Bayonet. We have the same song and dance where I set up a wish, thinking that this thing wants to burn me because I don't want to deal with it. Hidden Power Fighting is a thing, but Kangaskhan does outspeed, so as long as I get some residual weakened damage on this thing, Bayonet's going to be easy to revenge kill later on. That is if I have the Shadow Ball. This time, this wish gets passed into Lantern, and Lantern is so flippin' bulky as he goes out into Hitmontop here, and I am done dealing with this thing as well. After I go for Thunder Wave, predicting him to stay in with Banette, because Banette is a major problem to my team as well, especially if my team gets ravaged and weakened down, then Bayonet is a absolute terrifying thing to deal with. I'm not dealing with this thing anymore. I'm knocking it out with Surf as he brings in Electabuzz. I have one goal here. I don't care if I have to sit here and sacrifice Lantern's HP, at least a very high majority of it. I'm bringing this Electabuzz down with me. And I'm looking at the ranges with Surf. I get a crit, so I don't even have to do that. I sit at very nice healthy HP as he goes back out into Banette. Now, I'm thinking at some point, he really wants to play the risk versus the reward. He goes for a Shadow Ball here on my substitute. I was highly thinking he was not going to want to get Thunder Wave, and I was going to sub up on whatever he went to, and he has a Hypno of his own. That is not good. That is a really good special wall, and at the range I'm at, I have to deal with Seismic Tosses. And while I do have the Thunder Wave up on this Hypno to try to get as much residual damage as I can before Lantern goes down, dealing with Seismic Toss residual damage is not something I want to be doing right now. Even behind a substitute, I just don't do enough to Hypno without entry hazards to really warrant scaring it out. I have no entry hazards that didn't have to step on anything. It's not afflicted with any kind of status. Unlike my Hypno, poor guy. Sleepy guy. I'm so sorry, Hypno. These Thunderbolts are not quite doing it. Not at all. Do not get a crit. Another Seismic Toss brings me down to 31. I would like to point out that you have yet to be paralyzed one single time. I guess that's what I get for earlier. I go for another Thunderbolt looking for a crit. Nope. No paralysis. 4 Seismic Tosses and Lantern goes down. Substitute stalling would have been for naught. I'm now going to bring in my Hypno, even though I have to deal with spikes and my poison damage. His Hypno is at a range that once I get a Seismic Toss off, I can come revenge it with anything that I have. And he sees that coming a mile away and goes into Banette. I don't know why I didn't go for Wish right here. I didn't particularly have an optimal play versus Banette. I could have Thunder Waved it. That would have been phenomenal. Seismic Toss was pretty apparent, and now he gets the Kangaskhan burned on the switch. Now he's reading me like a book. Like, I have been playing so good this entire game, and it is going all downhill from here. Kangaskhan gets burned, he goes to I go to Hitmonlee on a knockoff! Why would you go for knockoff? You had Hidden Power Fighting right there in the pocket. I don't know why you didn't go for it. Well, I lose my Choice Band. Now, keep in mind, at any point, I could have revenge killed and knocked this thing out with a Hidden Power Ghost from Hitmonlee. As long as I'm holding a Choice Band. There's no way I one-shot this thing without my Choice Band, and I know that. I go for a rest to get my health back, and there's the Hidden Power Fighting. I was wondering if it was Destiny Bond, Hidden Power Fighting, what he had in that last slot. Maybe a Select Berry, something like that. Anyways, my Hitmonlee comes out now to take a Hidden Power Fighting, which it doesn't take well at all. And my Hidden Power Ghost, as you can see, all I needed was that extra oomph, and I did not get it. And I do not see a Psylocke Berry, so now there is a leftover. So now, Shadow Ball was whatever. Kangaskhan now comes in, and Kangaskhan is weakened down to the point as well. I have one thing in reserve, and my thought process is I have no idea what one of his unrevealed mons are, but I do know that Solrock naturally outspeeds Hypno and he is paralyzed. So that is a very, very good thing. I just have to wonder what his last mon is in reserve. I'm going to go ahead and go for a wish. I do wake up. Thank God for Early Bird waking up as quick as possible. Thank you, Kangaskhan. I do go down, but now I go out to Hypno, which also goes down to a Shadow Ball. So it is all up to Solrock. It is your turn to turn the sunny side up and get this battle back together. You need to live a Shadow Ball, knock out Banette, knock out the Hypno, and then knock out whatever else is left. Can you do it? Let's see. Solrock's HP is now full from the Wish. I know I can take a Shadow Ball from full HP. How far do I take it? 110. Okay. Rock Slide does not miss. From that range, it knocks out Banette, so that goes down. And he brings in Scyther. Man, good game. Hidden Power Bug. So cool. Wait. I wonder. Hidden Power. Oh, that didn't do anything. It's flying! Is this a reversal select Scizor? Or Scyther? But it goes down to the Rock Slide, so now I just have the Hypno. I'm at 86 HP. I die from one single Seismic Toss, but I don't know if he's in range of Rock Slide. But I do not go down to the Seismic Toss because of my leftovers recovery. I would be at 7 HP. He goes for the Seismic Toss. The Hypno is at abysmal 0 HP. There is nothing stopping me from Earthquake unless I get like a minimal roll on Earthquake. I am not risking a Rock Slide even with the flinch. I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. Is it enough? It is! Let's go! And we defeat Mara with a very slim margin. Thank you guys for that venture back into the past. I hope you guys have enjoyed that match as much as I have bringing it to you. Thank you guys for all the support on Pokemon Xenoverse. I have now put the lives in a playlist for you as well and working on those. And keep in mind, tomorrow, when this video goes live, so Friday is another episode of Xenoverse, and it's really going to start getting good, guys. You guys don't want to miss it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys like the battle, and I'll see you guys next time. Power on, power off.